Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back, Fanboy Gods, Volume 1, The Truth About Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. And maybe I've gotten about thousands of requests to do this video. A lot of people keep telling me, Canelo got schooled by Floyd. That was the most humiliating moment of his career. He should be ashamed. He couldn't lay a glove on Floyd. He couldn't compare to Floyd. It was a humiliating defeat for Canelo Alvarez. And, I respectfully 100% disagree. Let's just break it down. And that's a fanboy rhetoric. That's fanboy nonsense. And these are fanboys who look at Floyd Mayweather as a god. And I will tell you this, and I'll start out by saying that Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen, one of the best fighters of this prior era. I give all respect to Floyd Mayweather Jr. But we got to keep the same energy about Floyd Mayweather that we keep about everybody else. And a lot of fanboys look at Floyd Mayweather and think he's above reproach, which makes no sense to me. We have to be honest and unbiased about everyone, and that includes Floyd Mayweather. And so this fanboy god, Floyd Mayweather, a lot of people are coming out and saying that, Canelo should be ashamed. He was humiliated. So let's just break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And my opinion is Canelo shouldn't be ashamed. For what? Let's start with it. And we start off by saying that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He was elite. His experience, everything made him a heavy favorite in that fight. So you think about it like this. Canelo Alvarez wasn't even a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And Floyd is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But yet people are saying that Canelo Alvarez should be ashamed. What sense does that make? If you go against the #1 pound-for-pound guy in the world who's elite, who has elite experience, what are we talking about here? Why would I be ashamed to losing to that guy? You're losing to a quality person. You're losing to one of the greatest in the generations who's #1 pound for pound while you're not even in the top 10. That's fanboy nonsense and rhetoric. And then let's get to the next myth. A lot of people are saying, well, Canelo Alvarez had so many fights. He should have been ready for Floyd. So let's just break this down. Floyd Mayweather had already faced a lot of elite competition. De La Hoya, Mosley, Judah. He's faced a lot of top guys in his career before he even came to a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Let's just be honest and unbiased. So who was Canelo Alvarez's best name on his resume to date? His best name that would have prepared him for Floyd Mayweather Jr. And who was that best name? Austin No Doubt Trout. Now, Austin No Doubt Trout was a good fighter. He was undefeated. So you give Austin Trout all the credit in the world. But Austin Trout is not a fighter that's going to prepare you for the likes of a Floyd Mayweather Jr. When people look at Canelo Alvarez's resume and see he had so many fights, Canelo Alvarez turned pro at 15 years old. He had a limited amateur experience. He was learning on the job. And if Austin Trout is the best name that you have on your resume to prepare you for Floyd Mayweather, it doesn't. He was still somewhat inexperienced at the elite level, at the top level for a guy like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was ready. He was #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. No one would have picked anyone to beat Floyd. Who was a true boxing fan, who understands the sport. No one would have picked anyone in the welterweight division to beat Floyd Mayweather at that time. Period. And a lot of people say this and that about Amir Khan. We already know that Amir Khan would have went to sleep facing Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's just that simple. Amir Khan has no chin. Look. And then the next one. The next myth is that, Canelo Alvarez was the bigger, stronger guy. He should have beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. He had these advantages. So let me just debunk this as well. Canelo Alvarez was forced into a catchweight by Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather was actually laughing at the fact that they tricked him into it. And and you can't trick a guy into it, because at the end of the day, if you're the A side, it's your demands and they will be met. If you truly want to fight, you have to meet the demands. People make a lot of excuses about rehydration clauses. The rehydration clauses does not drain a fighter. That's fanboy rhetoric. That's casual fan talk. Rehydration clauses does nothing to drain you. It keeps you fighting in a weight class that you belong. A catch weight is what drains you. A catch weight is what harms you. And Floyd Mayweather put a catch weight on Canelo Alvarez when he fought him. And so, you got to put that into context. You got to put that into context. Look, at the end of the day, another myth that fanboys like to repeat is that Canelo was washed and there should never be a rematch. And, there should have never been a rematch. Well, let's look at it like this. You're telling me that a prime Canelo Alvarez couldn't do better than a Marcos Elchino Maidana. Marcos Elchino Maidana, according to CompuBox stats, landed more punches against Floyd Mayweather than anybody ever has. So you telling me a prime Canelo Alvarez couldn't do better than a Marcos Elchino Maidana? That's fanboy nonsense. But let's just keep it going. Luis Castillo, in the first fight, everybody who's anybody had him winning that fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr. Everyone. And the scores were egregious by the judges. And so that was one of the biggest robberies in boxing history, if you know boxing. We're just telling the truth. We don't have a reason to fanboy, to lie, or to sugarcoat. We just got to be honest and unbiased about it. Look, at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather is a brilliant fighter. And for Canelo Alvarez to lose to him, it's no shame. And, it's not an asterisk against him. The guy, he had no elite level experience at the time compared to Floyd Mayweather. The guy was not number one pound for pound, a top pound for pound fighter in the world. He wasn't top 5 pound for pound. You're saying this guy has all this experience, he's one of the greatest there is, like Floyd? No. And you also have to look at it like this. The guy was also forced into a catch weight on top of everything. At the end of the day, when you look at everything in its totality, to say that, Canelo Alvarez should be ashamed or embarrassed to hold his head by taking a loss against a guy like Floyd Mayweather is fanboy nonsense and rhetoric. It doesn't make you less of a great fighter to lose to a great fighter. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is simply a great fighter. And by simply pointing out facts and telling the truth, you're going to have people all in their feelings. But we don't care about feelings, because facts don't care about feelings. Once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.